I'm going to do this talk on why crowdfunding just doesn't work, and there's a 95% or over 95% chance that your Kickstarter campaign or Indiegogo or any sort of crowdfunding campaign is going to fail. How do I know this? Well, it's because I've been doing crowdfunding for over 5 years now. Before Kickstarter, before all this, I've been testing crowdfunding. I've been everything on LinkedIn to Facebook and so on. I have been pioneering crowdfunding. So ultimately, let me explain to you why it's going to fail. Now, in fundraising, and understand, I used to work for one of the largest fundraising firms. They've raised over $1.6 billion. We have the golden rule. The golden rule is this: 80-20 rule, which means 20% is going to get 80% of your campaign. The problem is crowdfunding, you always start a campaign with zero. No one wants to be the sucker, right? So the thing that you need to do if you want your campaign to succeed is you've got to walk the walk, talk the talk, and actually talk to your friends and so on and say, hey, I'm going to launch this campaign. Will you contribute to it? Do a questionnaire, whatever. If they don't answer, it means no. If they ignore you, it means no. You can't count them, right? So those few people that are going to respond to you, right, they're going to set the threshold. Now, what I recommend is you never set your campaign more than 65% over goal. So if someone gives you, says you can raise 1,000, then you're going to basically be able to raise 1,600, right? So the problem is like you're like, well, how do these people raise the $1 million? Because they have a marketing arm, or they professionals behind them, and they know what people are going to contribute. They may have some folks who, it's rigged. They're putting in the money to show, and they're orchestrating these events. The bottom line is, unless you have access to funds, unless you have access to money, you're just not going to be able to succeed at crowdfunding. Crowdfunding requires, it isn't like, hey, I have this idea and people are going to fund it. That's what Kickstarter, that's what Indiegogo, that's what all these cats are trying to make you believe, like, hey, anyone could raise the money. That's bullshit. The only people who can raise the money are those that have the money, and those that can orchestrate the right PR, can bring together the right groups in order to basically get what I call the traction engine running. Another good, if you can be featured on Kickstarter, which rarely happens, then you may have a better chance of raising funds. So don't get conned by Kickstarter, don't get conned by Indiegogo or any of this crowdfunding. I'm telling you right now, if I have to bet whether you're going to succeed or not, I tell you what, 95% of you are going to fail. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I've raised over $7 million in pledges for professional crowdfunding, not professional crowdfunding, in professional fundraising. The system that works, NCDS does, they do basically a feasibility study. That's what you want to do for your campaign, and then after your feasibility study, you can launch your campaign. So don't get screwed over with your hopes. Understand, do a feasibility study, ask your friends how much would you give. Based on what they give, add 65% to that to your campaign. That's what you can raise. Good luck. Thanks.